So good morning all. We're going to continue from yesterday. So yesterday, just a quick, I think we did the Maven installation and the new project creation of like Maven archetype command. So we created a new application and we tried to build it, right? So till that point we covered yesterday. So we'll just cover one or two slides and then we'll see how we can do a installation. So we covered this yesterday, but let's just have a quick recap. So this is typically the folder structure that gets created when we are using the archetype command. Plus minus modules can be there depending on whatever configurations we are giving. But yeah, on high level or at some archetype version, this is the main modules that created. So UI.apps. Okay, so we'll come to immutable and mutable terminology later. But for UI.app, so that is the application code embedding our OSGI bundle. Okay, so your core has all the Java files, which is packaged as OSGI bundle, and it is packaged within your apps package. Okay, so this is all packaged in one, your application and your core logic. Okay, and then there is a different folder structure called content, where we are holding the configuration and the content. Okay, that's a different folder that gets created. Now test launcher, these all are the automation test, or when we do a coverage, when we write any Java logic, we need sorry.
No, you can continue, Niti.
So when we are writing any Java logic, we do write, some test files and we write automation test codes also. So those parts usually gets covered in this test and launcher folders. Okay. And dispatcher is, so again, UI.apps is some cloud specific module. So if you see, I don't think we have got this module. And dispatcher is something, if you remember when we did the deployment architecture in first day, right? So dispatcher is a module. Basically, it has a lot of features, including the load balancing, the caching strategies, and lot more configuration that your, it's a static web server that has lot more configuration of, how your caching strategy is going to be, how we are going to, direct your domain to your publishers and some more settings. So that is like your dispatcher module. So that it's required, we can maintain in our code repo. Otherwise, the dispatcher is something that files that we install on a web server. Okay. So maybe your Tomcat server or, so we do that module setting in that. So, but in archetype, when we say, so if we have written dispatcher as no, okay, for now, because we are not going to have a dispatcher in our local, that is generally on your servers. Okay. So when you are setting up your dev environments or any QA domain and everything, then you need a dispatcher. Okay, so for local we do not need, so we have set it as no, so hence we haven't got any dispatcher module. And then front end is for your front end code. Okay, your whatever scripts are there, whatever your any third party scripts you're including, so all that front end code is in the UI.front end. Now for all this packages individually or combined, whatever, we build a all package. Okay, dot all. So why we do that is dot all, because sometimes when we are building the application, client says that a lot of packages are going on. Instead, there should be a one package, that final package that goes on, and all will. So all is like it will have both your apps content included. Okay, so you just install all package and it will have the apps and content package kind of embedded in. So that's like a structure how we want to give. It's not mandatory. So I think in some archives that was there, that your all package will get created. So if we have build yesterday, yeah. So when you are building your application inside your apps, if you see a target folder will be created, this is your final package that will have your all your code and classes embedded. Okay, and similarly you will have something inside your content package. So if I'm opening, I'll see both config and content created inside it. Okay, So if you see first one, I have all also. So when I'm saying all, so this is one compressed package that is created, which will have, both your apps and content. Okay. So it would have something like my site packages and your application and content. And then your vendor packages, I think we have, it has your jar and everything. Yeah. So any dependency package that you want to take along with your application that you can have in vendor packages. Again, this is all, how you want to package your application. So this is something that comes up by default with your archetype. So you don't have to do anything manually here. I'm just showing how, the archetype does that package setting. So this is all how it is happening, which package, which module, what will do. It is all, mentioned in your form file. Okay. So this all information is given in your form file that what it is going to do for packaging, which plugin it is going to use, for what will be the version that is going to be used. So everything is, written in this form file. Again, it comes as a by default. So, if you are installing your C front-end module, so it needs to install your node and npm. Okay, so this all settings is given in the form.file. This is just for information. Usually it's not something you will be updating or modifying daily. Okay, so this is again the one-time setting that will be done and mostly taken at a design level decision. So this is not something you'll be working on daily. Okay, so I just wanted to show you for your information. Okay, so this folder structure also, we repository folder structure, we did go through it yesterday, right? So inside your CRXDE Lite, you can see your JCR folder structure, and each folder specifically what they have highlighted, these are important. Same I told you yesterday. So apps will be holding all your component bundle, your front end, Clientlibs, everything related to your application. Your conf will be holding all your templates, schemas, and everything. Okay, so those configuration level data conf will be holding, and whatever content, images, tagging that you are creating would be come under your content. Okay, so how we are building the application and how that folders will map to your repository folder. Okay, so that is important that we should be aware. And your libs should be having a foundation. So we do not touch anything inside libs. Okay, we never touch anything inside what is library. So these are all your foundation and your library files. Even if we have to say override any console. Okay, so if there's a requirement that whatever sites console is there, that publish button you want to rename or any new option you want to add, anything you want to touch from the library, we copy and we extend it. Okay, and then we modify it. We never touch anything in the library. Okay, so that is your key rule. We do not modify any node, anything. It's just for reference, but we do not modify anything inside your library. Okay, so yeah. Okay, so under content, we have seen yesterday also. So whatever pages you are creating would be residing under content. Okay, and this data would be typically created by AEM authors because someone from the business. This is all dynamic data. So you are creating pages, you are adding content, moving to production, whatever. So this all mostly would be done by someone from the business authors team. First time developers can give site develop and give, but usually upcoming maintenance and everything is managed by the business itself. Okay, AEM authors. And how we are referencing each node, what it is going to do and how it is referenced to a component or an application, that is we are mentioning by Sling resource type property. Okay, so each node will have this Sling resource type property, which will tell us, okay, which application this page is belonging to, or what I have to render, or what application I have to call to load this page. Okay, so that whole reference is taken care by this property, Sling resource type. Okay. Okay. So now when we build the application, and now we'll do installation also. So this is again a good, visualization of how your packages are going to go in which repository structure. Okay, so UI.apps folder that is created it has all your application code. Okay, so this is going to deploy to /apps folder in your CRXDE Lite, right? So UI.apps from your folder structure, file system folder structure, it's going to go under your apps folder of your repository. Okay, so while I'm talking repository, I'm talking about JCR repository. And what you see in your file system is what I'm referring as this file system. Okay. So UI.content folder of your file system is whatever has been packaged. Those folders are going to go under /content or /conf. Okay. So all your pages and all your configuration is going to reside there, right? And then all packages, like it includes UI.apps or UI.content. So this is one package that I was talking. It gets created including these two packages. Okay. So this is the packaging scheme, okay, what it is showing in the right side. So if you see whatever is your Java code, right, that would be inside your core folder, right? And it will be packaged as jar, okay? But this bundle.jar will go inside your final apps package, okay? So ui.apps.zip would be created, and this apps and core will go inside and sit ui.apps. Then whatever else is there, okay, whatever else code is there, that will go inside your content, and total of apps and content will become all.zip. And when you are building through any tool, right? So right now we are doing a manual deployment, but in your dev cloud or whenever you are doing on server deployment, especially production, we have tools, right? We either use some build management tool. So maybe we are using Jenkins to have that jobs of deployment, or we are using Adobe. Adobe also gives one of its tool called Adobe Cloud Manager. So that is like to build and deploy applications. So Adobe Cloud Manager also we can use. So ultimately, whatever tool you are using, that is going to internally run the same command that we are doing now, okay, ambient clean install. And it is going to pick this package from the artifacts wherever it stores and then install the package in your servers, okay, whatever server deployment we have given or whatever we are running. Okay, so that is like the whole cycle of your code movement and code deployment. Okay, so ultimately how it is going to build is using the Maven project only, Maven commands only, but which server it will go, that would depend on whatever job we are running, right? So this is how your packaging will happen and your deployment will happen from your uh, Git repositories to your file system or to your instances. Okay, so from your Git, it is going to pick up this code, package in the same way your apps and content, zip it, and then going to install in your servers. Okay, and how from your file system you are going to push into Git, right? So from your file system, obviously I'm sure everybody knows. So this would be somewhere your code in your file system, and from here, whatever changes you have done, you can push it into your Git or Bitbucket, whatever repository you are using. And whatever development you are doing here in your instance, so first you have to manually somehow bring it in your file system. Okay, so if you are creating any component in this development environment, right? So anyways, I'll show you later also this one, but if you are doing any development in here, so that means you are doing development directly on your server, right? So when you are doing any development in your server, to bring it, to push it in your code repository or Git or Bitbucket, right? Whatever version management of your team is, you have to bring the changes from your server to your file system, right? So if I have developed anything here, I'll package it and bring it into my file system and, somehow bring it into my code base. So if my component is there, I'll say, okay, inside apps. Okay, if I'm creating any Java file, that would directly inside your core. And from here, I'll push it into the Git so that your other team members can access. Okay, so that way it is done. Slowly, when we will develop, you'll become more comfortable. Like if it is like looking like a complex thing right now, but when we will do, it will be more clear. Like okay, how and when we are doing that movement. All right. So okay, so let's do the deployment of these packages to our server. Okay. Okay. Now how this yesterday we ran the mvn clean install command. Okay. Now what I'm saying is using the Maven, I am trying to deploy this application to my instance. Okay. So all that setting is done using the profile feature in your POM. All right. So in your POM, if you open, there would be something called profiles. Okay. This one. Okay. So these are called development. Oh, no, not this one. Yeah. So, okay, they haven't mentioned. Okay. So profile is basically using the profiles, we can guide our command to install in which server. All right. So if I am saying my profile is auto install package. Okay. This is my whenever it's ID, it's your name. Okay. So if my profile name is auto install package, so what I'm saying is what it will do, it will create a package, okay, and it will install also the package. Where it will install, what is the target URL? It is going to install in your aem.host and aem.port. Now, what is aem.host and aem.port? So this is, if you see $aem.port, so means this is a variable somewhere we have declared, okay. So if I go to the top, I have declared these properties, okay. aem.host to be localhost and aem.port to be 4502. Okay. So means if I am using this profile, this one. So if I'm using this profile auto install package, it is going to do an installation of my build into localhost 4502 package manager service.jsp. So this is your package manager URL, right? So it is going to upload and install the packages here. Okay. And for us to be able to see the package in this, okay, so once it has done the installation, that means we should be able to see the packages here. And once the packages are installed, that means our application is installed on our server. Okay. So that is how it is done using your profiles. Okay. So if I am, so this will do the installation in your 4502. Okay. To do in publish. So what is the profile? Auto install package publish. So if I use this profile, what it will do the same thing. It will create, it will install, and it will install in this URL aempublish.host and publish.port. So what is publish host and publish port? Local host and 4503. So by default, we give this only 4503. Now tomorrow, if we are creating one more publisher, right? Publisher 4504. So what you can do is you can create two more variables. Okay. So publish host or publish port one, whatever publish port for your another publisher. Okay. And give it 4504. And we can give one more profile and whatever ID you want to give. So we can create one more profile to install. Okay. So auto install package publish, and we can give one more profile auto install package publish one. Okay. So this whole has to be copied and created one more time, right? So first let's do one so that it would be more clear. Okay. So for now, just I'm not doing any confusion. So I'll just do one deployment. Okay, so what we will do, mvn clean install. So this command we used yesterday also to build. Okay, so now what we are going to give is extra thing is your profile information. Okay, so what is the profile? Auto install package. So this is the profile to install in your 4502. Okay, so it says build success. And now if I refresh my author package manager, okay, so you will see a lot of packages have been installed, right? Yes. So now you will see my site apps, my site config, and my site content. So these three folders have come up. So these three packages have been installed. So if you see last installed 1055. Okay, so three packages have been installed. So this is my application has been deployed to this. Okay, apart from it, there are more folders that have come up. And see, this is one package that I was talking about. So this is like basically one zip that gets created, and inside it, it will have this subfolders. So that's how like it happens. But yeah, main you will see these three packages, what is important to us. So to make sure if it has come up, so what is the important thing? We'll go to a repository. Inside apps, if we see, my site has come up, right? So you see my site is there, right? Then inside if I go, then again I will see, yeah, there is a folder created, my site. Then inside content, if I go, yes, so my site is created. In the DAM, if I go, my site is created, right? So that means your installation is done. And what other else, one another thing we need to make sure is bundle, right? So we'll go to system console and bundles. So you see, after the installation, now I can see a bundle 637 of my site. This is the snapshot and status is active. So the bundle has also been installed and it is active. Okay.
Niti, can you share us the command which you had executed?
So you can also try now. And this. I'll just pull my publisher up meanwhile.
Aditya, will you be able to run the command and see the folders created in the server?
Okay, so it's showing up, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so can I assume it's done for everyone?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so I'm just logging in my publisher. Okay, so this has only done the installation in your author instances, right? So that obviously because we have given only profile for the author installation. Okay, so there are two ways you can install in your publisher. So when you see a package in your author, right, and if you want to push any changes in your publisher, so if you are pushing any individual content, you can do the quick publish, right? What we did first day. But if I want to take any package, so there are two ways. Either what I can do is I can do replicate. Okay, so once I do replicate, what it will do, it will take this package into your publisher. Okay, so this is one way. If you have done any deployment and you want just one package, one or two packages to be pushed into your publisher, you can do in author, and once you have done in author, you can do replicate. Okay, so one is this one, and another is we can do using again the profile. Okay, so we'll do the profile installation because we want to do a complete and clean installation. So we'll do the same, but we'll use the profile of publisher. Okay, so mvn clean install minus -p auto install package publish. So just append publish. So this is your profile for publisher. So similarly, yeah, you can run for publish and make sure everything is come up in the publish as well.
They've kept the publish for running.
It's working.
Still in progress.
Okay.
Niti, we are done.
Okay. Okay. Okay, just 1 minute. I'm just checking something.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. So yeah. So if you now, if you go to my sites, right? I mean, it's the sites.html. Okay. So from the start page, you can go to sites. Okay. So you will see the my site folders getting created. Okay. So this is this is your the default whatever has come up after this installation. So this is your application that has come up. What was set up by archetype. Okay. So this would be very basic in terms of if you see the structure, right? It would have like your USAN page. Okay. So now after this point, whatever is your requirement, whatever we are going to develop for a client. Suppose inside US, I want a home page, right? I want index page, whatever, right? So I can, remove, delete this, or I can extend this, whatever. However hierarchy we want to create, we can do that. So this will, help us to create a starting level that, okay, this my site has come up and now inside it, or if there's a multi-site, however we want to set up, we can, right? So for now, you can just click your EN, try to edit, okay, and just view as published. So this is something coming up by default. This much they set up that, okay, there would be something, the header, right? So see, the language is coming up. So by default, they just add some pages or some components to give us a starting point. Okay, we can, it again depends on the requirement, we can entirely remove and we can start our own hierarchy and everything, right? So for now, for training, I mean, just for we are learning, so that's okay. We'll continue on this structure itself. Okay, so we can create more pages, we can play around these components and everything. So for now, it's okay, right?
Yeah.
But site is given by Adobe, the default site. Okay, so your like first component.
Blank.
Yeah. Okay.
Niti, for me, that page is coming blank.
It's coming blank.
Yeah. Without that mindset, content, epic journey and all. I've just clicked on English and then I had clicked on edit.
Okay. Just check if your bundle is up. What about rest?
For me, it's working.
Okay.
Yeah.
Jyoti, Krishna.
There is some issue with the dependencies for that snapshot 00 snapshot.zip. Can I share?
Okay. Yeah, please share. Yeah, yeah.
Let me know, you can see me.
Yeah.
So just for show you what I'm doing.
Yes. Okay. So.
What I'm getting after clicking on the edit.
Go to your bundles once.
Yeah.
Go to system console.
So here I was dependent to something that
Yeah. So open system console. So go to localhost 4502 and system/system/console. That screen. Type system/console. Search for my site. Okay, it has not done the installation completely. So go to your package manager again. Oh, 1 second, hold. Can you go back on that screen? Can you search for core.wcm also? 1 second, sorry.
Core.
Core dot no, core CORE
Home dot.
WCM. Okay. So yeah, go to your package manager. Okay, so this scenario I did wanted to show, but okay, so that's good that we have got this. So what happens is, so we'll be covering this further also. So we have dependency on our core components. Okay, uh, just 1 second. I'm getting one call. 1 second. Okay. So what happens is we have a dependency on Adobe's core components. Okay, so these are like out of the box components that come up. So when we build, it kind of takes this package, so in vendor packages, right? So this 2.19, when we build this, it should have come up and along with this build. Okay. So just scroll up and check what's happened in your case, but ideally it installs automatically. Okay, so scroll up. Do you see core here? Go up, go up. No. Core.wcm.
This one.
No, I mean this one is old, so it have been 2.19. Just refresh. This is a new. Okay, 2. Okay. I see pack something, right? So I think that has come up but not come up properly. Can you build it again? Just build your build again.
Yeah.
Just give a build again, because I think this zip, right? That pack zip. These are your core only. The below one. This pack dot. No. Yeah, this
So
pack.
this I need to build a complete.
Not here. Go
Okay.
again.
Okay, what I need to do now?
Go to your folder structure where you Maven command, right?
Okay, okay.
There, give that build again. MV and clean install and everything.
Yeah.
Author. Give normal.
We
Yeah.
have been installed, right? Okay.
MV and clean install. Give that auto install. That was okay. Yes.
One, run install package. Okay.
Just check your publisher also. So is that the same case for your publisher? See, this here it has installed, right? 2.19. I can see that. To see below one core.wcm, just check below packages. So what happens is this dependency is resolved because it has installed automatically this core.wcm.2.19. So ideally this should have happened same in the author. So maybe maybe install first your package and then dependency. Sometimes it happens like the order, or sometimes the unpackaging has not been done properly. So that's okay. You can try a rebuild. Otherwise, we will resolve it manually.
So refresh the package manager. Yeah. Do I need to reinstall it? No.
No, no. So go to your publisher, do one thing. That's okay. Go to your publisher. Yeah. Scroll down little bit, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down, scroll down. Scroll little bit more. Scroll more. Is there any core.wcm.all package or no? Okay. Okay, so you manually download this. Okay, no, leave it. Then core.wcm package, you manually download whatever you need, content and config. Manually, you download from your localhost 4503 because there you can see that package, right? Yes. So,
You need to download.
no, not this one, core one. So this one is not found out, right? So I'll tell you, scroll slowly, little, scroll down. No, not the example, this one. Download this one, core.wcm config and content. Yes, download this. And above one also, content one also. Yes, download this. Now you upload these both the packages in your 4502. Go to upload package. Yeah, select those.
We can do both of
We
them
can do
together.
both together.
Try, no, don't think so. This it will allow you one only, I think. Install it. Install. Okay, now check your apps package. Now those dependencies should be resolved because we have manually installed these packages. Okay. Wait, go to your 4502. We have just resolved the dependencies. Okay. So go to your package manager, Krishna, go again. What we have done is we have just installed the dependencies. Okay. Now you need to install it again because now it will do the complete installation. Now it has what it needs. Okay. So just my site all you see this below one, my site dot all. Yes, just you reinstall this one. Okay. Reinstall. Yeah. Just see if now apps and everything is coming installed. The package only. Just there are more packages, right? Apps and content, those are properly installed. Apps one, you reinstall this one, yeah. Reinstall this.
One copy.
Apps
Yeah.
and you reinstall once. Reinstall. Why it's showing like pack? I see some issue in your server, although all the naming should have come up. It's coming like pack. I don't know. The service pack installation, did you do properly?
Yeah,
Okay. Okay, let's see if it is working. I think you might have to reset up. Anyways, just check your sites and everything if it is coming up now. Yeah, I had it. Open VRetail loading for you. Yeah, open any page. Yeah, so your system is corrupt only. So you see, no, nothing is opening up. I think the service pack installation is not either not.
but yesterday it was opening like this one. Now
Hmm?
only not it. Yesterday when we were trying, it was opening.
Mm.
Now only when I check this, now it's not opening.
Check your bundles. Check your bundle. The bundle app. Go to System Console. Localhost 4502/system console. Just check on right side. I think it is open. Extreme right tab. Yeah, this one. Just refresh this tab page. Check my site. Still, I don't see my site bundle here. I think it's still 617. One bundle is in installed state. Which one is that? Refresh. Can you sort by status? Just do one more time. I want to see which is the installed bundle. Okay, weekend okay, that's okay. I think you do a service pack again, okay? I feel there is some issue because the package manager is showing like pack. That is not the case. You just do that service pack 21 again and do a force install, okay? Because now you will already have that package in your package manager. So while you upload, there's an option of force upload, okay? Just check it when you select that service pack.
So on 4502, right? I don't go to this. Or even on 4503. There is
Looks, I think some issue with the author instance. Keep, okay, you can continue. You can stop sharing and you can continue. Want me to reshare service pack? Okay, so yeah, so since we have done the packages, I'll just share the concept of how AEM, classifies these packages as immutable and mutable. Okay, so this is again just a terminology, but yeah, good concept to just when we do the development and how we do the deployment. So this is just a concept. So whatever packages we install, right? We did like the apps installation, content installation, config installation, right? So there is a term, this content packages, some packages are called immutable, okay? Now, why it is called immutable means something that we are not changing, right? So code persisted in repository, okay? Means whatever is your code in your /apps. That is something that we check in inside your Git application. and deploy it through your Cloud Manager, or it can be any other tool also, that's okay. So they prefer Cloud Manager because Adobe Cloud Manager is your Adobe build and deployment tool. Otherwise, we can use other tools also, not necessary to use Cloud Manager, okay? So whatever is your deployment tool, that picks up the code from Git, okay? And what we commit in the Git is your /apps, whatever is your apps. Why? Because inside your apps, we have your application code, okay? Your components and your bundles and everything, right? So whatever we are developing. So any change if you are doing in any component, so that's like a development change, okay? So that is not something your author or someone would directly do on a production environment. No, right? If I am introducing a new functionality altogether, I am developing a say new component that is connecting with third party, right? So if I am developing a new component, that is a development change. Okay, whatever logic I'm writing, whatever Java files I'm writing corresponding to that functionality, so that is like your development change. So that has to go properly through your code commit into Git and then through a build to your system. Like in the traditional system, right? If you have to make any change, you have to go through a proper release cycle, right? So code can never be deployed directly to your stage prod environments. Means obviously it is not preferred that I am developing any code, right? So I deploy directly to your dev environment. Then someone else in my team is doing, he or she is directly deploying. No, it has to be checked it into your repository, whatever, Git, Bitbucket, whatever we are using. And then it has to go through a proper cycle. That is like your recommendation. And hence this package is called immutable. Means this is not something that, someone is coming and directly playing in production. This code is coming through a proper release cycle, right? Similarly, your configurations also, whatever, suppose I have, I'm connecting to any third party, right? Or I'm using any cookie management or analytics I'm using, right? So for production, I may be having some configuration. For stage, I might be having another configuration. So that configuration data, what I say is should go through some source control only, right? Source control means your version management like Git and all. It should go properly through some version management. It should not be that someone is directly playing around in the environments. Okay. So that packages are called immutable. Okay. So now something, what is called mutable is means something that can be directly, changed into your production environment. So suppose I'm creating a new campaign, I'm creating new pages, I'm adding new images, right? So that business authors can do, right? So they don't need any release or anything. What they will do, they will open the production author environment, they will add new images, they will create new pages, right? So obviously that can be directly done in your production. Okay, so that doesn't have to come through a release cycle. Okay, so that is not something we are going to commit into Git because that is like your dynamic data. Pages can be, created and pages can be deleted, right? So that is called your mutable content. Okay, so that is called your mutable content. So this is like just the concept to differentiate between the two, mutable and immutable. And this is highlighted especially in the Cloud Manager build. Okay, so when you give a build through Cloud Manager, so they want to classify the content packages in this. Okay, so if you search for this. Okay, so whatever is inside your apps and libs in AEM, they are considered immutable because they cannot be changed, right? So once you have your instance running, okay, you cannot change them. Whatever is inside your apps and libs, they can be only changed through your code cycle, your release cycle, right? Deployment cycle. Everything else in the repository, okay? Because if I am creating any new users, I can create directly in production, right? So /home also, okay? So that I can do directly. I'm creating any pages, I can create any workflows, okay? I can create any packages. So /etc, everything is mutable, okay? So just remember these terms, just a difference in concept, what is immutable and what is mutable content, okay? So yeah. Okay, so then we will move to something called replication. Now, replication, as this term is also implying. So that means replication is something, the process of moving the content from your author to your publisher. Okay. So replication is a process of moving your content from your author servers to your publish servers. So when I am publishing, I am activating, I am replicating. So these three terms are used in parallel. Means I am publishing a page, I am activating some page, I am replicating a page. Okay. So as I showed you in the package manager also, if I need to push one package itself from author to publish, I can say replicate. Okay. I can replicate a package from your author to publish. Okay. So now, but in the backend, how it is happening, right? How I'm saying replicate or how I'm saying quick publish and what is happening in the backend. So in the backend, we have something called replication agents. Okay. So we have replication agents defined in the server that is helping us to push data from one server to another server. Okay. So below three are examples when we used for replication. Means we are publish content from your author to a publish environment. Explicitly flush content from the dispatcher cache. So replication agents are used for this also. Okay. So means if I'm having an author server, I'm having a publisher server. In front of publisher, I also have a dispatcher, okay, which is holding up the cache. Sometimes we cache the pages. So if you see that I'll cover when we'll cover dispatcher in detail, but just to understand it now. So this is your publisher site. Okay, it's opening up. Okay, so now when a customer is coming, right? So it has navigation, it has some banner, okay, and some product data, and this data, right? So not every time once your customer is requesting, not every time I'm going to hit my publisher and get this data, okay? That okay, hit the publisher to get the page loading, okay? Obviously, we want to reduce the time to load and everything, and the server time also we want to reduce, right? The server load. So not all requests go to your publisher directly. What we do is we try to cache these pages as much as possible in the cache, okay? Obviously with the mechanism that either it is time based or when I have updated this content, what I want is if I update the content, the page should be refreshed from cache, right? So that should be, your cache should be invalidated. So we use replication agents for this purpose also to explicitly invalidate the cache from the dispatcher. Okay, so your replication agents are used to either publish the content from author to publisher, invalidate your cache from your dispatcher, and the third use case can be to return user input. Okay, so now we can do the reverse scenario also. If you want something from publisher to author, right? So that is called reverse replication, but that is ultimately done by your replication agents only. Now, what will be the scenario, that we are saying that, okay, something we want from publisher to author, okay? Because generally, you will be creating the content in author and pushing from author to publisher, right? So, there are very few scenarios. Suppose, your site is involving something called blogs, okay? So something called like article is there, some community is there, okay, where you're posting a question and people are coming and answering, okay, or people are commenting, okay, or blogs are there, right? So people are writing their own blogs. So some data means that data you are creating in your end site, okay? So that means if I am creating any data, if my customer is coming and creating any data here on the page, that means this data is getting created inside your publish instances. Now, how to bring back this data in your author, right? Means obviously we need to bring back this data to have, if we want to have a sync in author also, because next time if a page goes from author to publish, then it won't keep that data, right? So we need to sync the environments, obviously. So if you see, this is community, right? If I go to community here, I'm not sure if it works, but let's check. Yeah, something like this, okay? So if your site is involving something like this, see, so what is happening? Users are coming and replying to each other. Means some data they are creating on the site itself, right? So see, so many comments. So this is what is called is user generated content. But this data will, what will happen is this data will come and get saved inside your publisher. So someone has written this article, and what I can do is I can, flag, delete, or whatever. I can reply also here. Okay, I can post my comment. Now, if I'm posting my comment here, this is getting generated as your user generated content in your publisher. Okay, now if something is in publisher 1, it has to be brought back to your author so that it can be synced between other publishers also. Suppose I'm having 3 publishers, right? And request has come to 4503 and someone added a comment. This comment will come in 4503. And some other request has come to 4504 and they're adding their comment. That comment will get added in 4504. So obviously we need a mechanism where we need to sync it, right? The pages. So that is process is called reverse replication, means we have to bring the data from publisher to author. So again, this is one scenario that is, where we need back publishing or reverse publishing. This is again not a very common scenario. Wherever you have something where user can add data in your end site, only those cases are covered inside it. 90% it is, the normal publishing only from author to publish. Okay. But anyways, if there is a scenario, so then also replication agents will be used. Only thing it will be a reverse replication. Okay.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, this is like some details what we have covered, some details on the process. So if you see the diagram also, there is an author instance in left and publish instance or instances in the right. Okay. So whenever you are saying any content has to be published, so we will have replication agents defined, and each replication will have its own replication queue. So obviously I can do a bulk activation. Okay. So if I activate a whole hierarchy, okay, so it might have 100 pages. So it has to maintain a queue. Okay. And one by one, the content has to be published. Okay. So similarly on the published side, there would be a receiver servlet that is written, and it will start receiving the request and update the content. Okay. So I'm just reading it out. So this is like a process in detail. An author will request that certain content has to be published or activated, and it can be a manual request or automatic trigger also. Okay, so obviously I can manually say quick publish, or I can schedule the publishing, and there are other ways where we can, automatically trigger the activation. Okay, so what happens is the request is passed to the replication agent. Okay, so we will have replication agents defined. So your instances will have some default replication agents like 4502. Default agent is 4503, right? But in case I'm having multiple publishers, I need to define my replication agents. Okay, so one replication agent pushes the content into one instance. Okay, so I need to define based on whatever scenario it is, I need to define. Okay, so if I'm having 4 publishers, I need 4 replication agents. Okay. So replication agent, what it will do, it will package the content and place it into queue. And then from the queue, the whatever content is there, it is lifted and transported to your publisher using the HTTP servlet, HTTP protocol. Okay. And this type of servlet is written in your publishers. So again, this is everything is out of the box. You don't, this is for our information that how it is running in the backend. This is all in the out of the box. You don't have to write something unless we want to customize anything, like we will, define our own replication agent also. So it will become more clear. Okay. Now this is like from replicating from published to author, means what I said is reverse replication. This type of replication is known as reverse replication and is needed to return the data to the author environment. Okay. And from author, it can be redistributed to other publish instances. So as I said, like if a user is commenting on one publisher, so it has to be returned back to the author, and from author, then it has to be distributed to all other publishers, right? So reverse replication agents can also be defined, which will pull back the data. Okay. Okay, so this is the replication step. This anyways we did first day when we made some changes. We did activate page or quick publish, and we can see the changes on publisher. Okay, so I will. Okay. Okay, so let's work on our site only. Let's do that way. So we wrote this my site. Okay. Okay, so from the start screen where I'll go to tools. I'll go to deployment. Okay, so you first tile that you see is replication. Okay, so this screen will or this console will pop up, and you will see some option agents on author, agents on publish, and activate tree. Okay, so I'll go on agents on author, and you will see some agents defined, predefined. Okay, so first agent that you see is your default agent. Okay, so this default agent is something that is given out of the box. Means if I am on localhost 4502, your default agent will be pointing to localhost 4503. Okay, and you can test connection. Okay, so it will say, okay, you know, replication of test content is succeeded, means everything is okay. And your replication agent is working. Okay, my publisher is also up. So that's why it said, you know, okay and everything. And you can, once you are, you know, replicating some content, you can view the logs. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a page, select a template, and I'm going to say products page. Okay. Let's check this page in publisher. Okay, so this page is coming fine in my publisher, and what I'm going to do is now I'm going to, so there are two ways you can publish. Okay, one is you select, you edit the page here. Okay, one way is like we did that day, we did a quick publish from here. Second option is once your page is open, you have worked on it, blah, blah, blah. And what you can do is select this option and say publish page. Okay, this is the second place where you can publish a page. It will tell you whatever dependencies need to go, and you can say publish. Okay. So we get the notification info has been published. And so I'm refreshing my logs of my replication agent, and I see their logs have increased. Okay, so it is saying the status is okay. So whatever it has to replicate it, it has. Okay, so now what will be the URL? US products. Okay. Okay, so my products page has come up. Okay, in the publisher. So how it has happened? It has happened through default replication agent. So we could see the logs also. So this way it has replicated. Okay. Now what I'm saying is I am pulling my another publisher server up. Okay. So I'm just pulling my 4504 also up. Now assume I have two publishers. Okay. Every time when I'm publishing the content, I want it to be synced in both the publish environments. right? Publisher 1 and publisher 2. Okay. Okay, right now, anyways, publisher will not have my package only because we haven't deployed to publisher. Okay, so I think let's start from little basic then because we need to deploy also to publisher. Okay, so I am replicating the packages from my author itself, but what I want you guys to do is you can, in your POM, you can create project, where is project? Yeah. So in your POM, I want you to create one more profile, okay, and give that as 4504 and then give a proper build, okay. For now, just because we are focusing on replication, I'm quickly just replicating from here. Anyways, this won't replicate on 4504. Mhm. So I'm doing a manual deployment because we haven't set up anything for 4504. So I will do a manual deployment. Okay. So I'll go to wherever our folder is, project. Okay. And how I will do a manual, I will manually install my apps. Okay. And I will manually upload content. Okay, so now while I uploaded apps, it is saying it has a dependency, right? Obviously, because in my publisher, the core version is old. Okay, the core component version is old, so it needs to resolve this dependency. So let me see if it gets resolved by all package. So in all, we have this vendor packages. Okay, so inside this vendor packages, we have your core and everything. So it will install that. Okay, once it has resolved. Okay. So now in my local 4504, I'm assuming my site is set up. So let me try to hit it 4504. Okay. So now in publisher 2, my site is application is set up. Okay. But I have done this manual deployment. Okay. So this is the way what I did is manual deployment. My build was already there. So I didn't rebuild. I just uploaded the build packages. Okay. So this is called your manual deployment. Okay. So now my 4504 has the site. Okay. Now what I want is anything that I am working in 502 and I am publishing anything, it should go to all the publisher servers. Okay. So if I'm creating any page here inside EN, it should go to your publish one also and your publish two also. Okay. So for that, I need to define a replication agent for my new publisher instance. Okay. So this will just publish to your 4503. Now what I want is another agent to be set up. So how you will do that? you can go to CRXDE. Okay, and you can go to this path, etc. Replication. So you see agents on author, and you see a default agents on author. I think this is the default one. Okay.
Niti, can you share the link for the replication page?
Yeah. So this from the flow. Okay. From your home screen, go to tools, go to deployment, and go to replication. So this will open your replication console. If you see the path, copy this path, okay? etc replication. And this is the same path you will see in your repository. Okay. I can just give you also, but this one. Okay. So inside your replication, you will see agents on author because we are on author instance. So what you will do, copy this publish node and again paste it inside your agents author and rename it. Okay. So I will say publish 01 maybe. Okay. So now if I refresh my console, I will see one more node created, publish 01. Okay. So I'm just opening it. So this should have the name publish 01. Okay. In the settings, I will edit. Don't do in parallel. Okay. Just see the screen consoles and you can do it after this and I can guide you again. But just see the settings. Okay. So name is I'm giving publisher 01. So this is again whatever naming you want to follow. Okay. So this is not my default. This is my publish 01 instance. Rest settings I'm going to keep the same. In the URI also I'm going to keep the same. Just URL I'm going to update to 4504. Nothing else. Okay. Nothing else I'm going to touch here. Okay. So that rest everything is okay. And I'll say okay. Okay. And now if you see publish 01, agent is enabled replicating to 4504, right? This was my publisher and I'm going to test connection and it says successful. Okay. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to again go back and create a page. Okay. Maybe you can edit also if you want to edit something. So maybe you can do like this in products. What we will do, we will add some component. Okay. Anything you can do, you can create a page. Basically, we are just about to test the publishing. So you can make any change. You can create a page, whatever is fine. Okay, so I just made the image change and I'm saying publish this page. Okay. Now, ideally, it should have published to this also. But it has not. It has, okay. So I can see it has published or not. Publisher 01. I can see the logs. Yeah, this glacier one I did, right? Yeah. Okay, so now if we go back to our default publisher, what was the page markups? Okay, so I can see the change in my 4503. And I can see the change in my 4504, right? So one author, I edited the page and I published and it has pushed the content on both of my publisher instances. So this is the environment that we typically develop. And this is like, how we define our replication agents. So in your production and in your live environment, even in your staging, we can have multiple publishers, 3 to 4 also, right? So this is the way that the data is maintained on each of your content is maintained on each of your publishers. Okay. So first thing, what I want is whatever is your publisher, I hope it is updated till service packs. If not, do that now. Make sure your publisher 4504 is up. It is up till service pack 21. After that, what I want is wherever is your project, okay, instead of deploying manually, please try this build, okay, because if you try it, you'll remember it, okay. So just create a new property, publisher port 4504. Okay, so you can give the property name something else. AEM publisher one port, whatever, okay, and create a new profile. Okay, so if you go to your profile sections, just copy the auto install package publish one. Yeah, so this is copy this whole profile. Okay, this whole profile wherever it is ending, this one. Okay, Control C and Control V, right? Give it another name, publish one, auto install publish one, okay? Or you want to give 01, that is okay. And change the port here, okay? Give it a variable, publish 01, like this. And define this variable. Four 4504, okay? Okay, so define this variable, this property, and define a new profile. Okay, and give a build using this profile. That way, deploy your project to your publisher publisher 1, 4504. Once you have deployed, then you create a replication agent, okay? And try then publishing your content. Create new pages and just modify, add components, and then publish and see your changes should be reflected in both the instances. Yes.
Yeah. So I installed that service pack, okay? So after that, I need to run that command, right? Install package.
Okay, you did that in author.
Yeah.
So now your packages are showing okay, like in CRX package manager. Just check.
Can I share my screen?
Good.
Let's share my screen.
Hmm.
And what is showing me? And
Okay. Okay. Hey, this is showing fine, but why the other packages are back? Okay.
So I checked it here again, but it's showing me that my side.
Hmm. Try restarting your instance once.
Yeah. Did not find an available server for
Yeah, give it a minute. Usually off your instance using the Google, okay, just to process.
So there is one.
Give it a second. Yeah, then now try. Okay, it takes some time to switch it off.
there is no data, I would think.
Yeah, I'll recommend you delete your quick start, okay, and just reset up because your instance seems to get corrupt.
Okay.
Yeah, if we resolve, we'll waste a lot of time. So it's better. Like it's just starting. So you just reset up. Switch off your 4502, okay, and delete the quick start folder.
Okay.
And then you reset up.
Okay.
Maybe I had one question.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah, so I followed the steps and so I created the profile for publishing on P2 and sorry, profile publishing on the publish instance 01 that is 4504. But the thing which I encountered was the EN page got published to the command, but the product was not. Any specific reason for the product? So the question is, I had to publish the product page again in the admin or other instance to see it on to publish instance.
Yeah, I mean, after you have set up the agent, you will have to republish. That's what you're asking, right?
Yeah, so the question was, we had published it once on P1, right? Using the interface of the author instance. So is that, does it not get saved? Or we have to like republish it again on the second publish instance? So the question is, we publish it on P1 first, then in the profile to publish on the new instance, publish instance. And now when I ran the command, it published everything except the new page which was created in the author instance. So does that not get saved in the command line to publish once I've done it once?
No, no. So, see, if I'm whenever you are clicking publish, it will see it's like a protocol running in the backend, right? So it's a servlet that is receiving. So whatever you have published at that point of time, it will get published. So if I have two agents defined, it will go to two agents. Okay. Now, if tomorrow, if I'm saying I have three agents, so it won't back publish whatever. Okay. So it would have whatever at that point you are publishing. So it's not saving anywhere. No, the data is not getting saved anywhere. Once it is published, it is there on your publish server that nodes are getting created. But once it is created, after that there is no saving or like nothing, right? So it's in author, it's in publisher. So that replication agent is like a transportation that is happening at one point of time.
So is there a there was this initial page which was there in the my side EN. So when I run command line, the EN page got replicated on the new publish instance. but the page which I created of the UI, the products did not get replicated. Is there somewhere we can save it in the
Can you share your hierarchy, what you have created, and then
share list?
just I think I'm not following fully.
That we must able to single screen.
Yes, I can see. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I had like when I initially created the project, we only had
Yeah.
US EN page. Then
Correct. Correct.
created a products page. And they should be published on the first published instance 4503.
Hmm.
Then I went ahead and I modified my form settings to include the other published instance at
Oh, okay. Okay. Uh-huh.
4504.
Hmm.
And then I ran this command to deploy
Hmm.
4504. So when I
Correct.
deployed the EN page was there on 450.
Correct. Correct. And your products won't be there, right? That's what you're asking. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now I'm following what you're saying. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's the correct question. And you can save it. So again, we'll come back. We have come back to the concept of mutable and immutable. So if you just want to save it, you can. So now what happens is when you are giving a build, right, and you are deploying it through MVN clean, whatever. So it will deploy or it will package whatever you have in your file system. Okay. So in my file system, we haven't added, updated anything, right? My file system is having the data till the point I created my project. So by default, whatever was there. So by default, it was my site US EN, what, the archetype has created, right? Now, if you are creating any content on top of it, first thing is that will only remain on author service unless you package it, download it, and keep it in your file system. If you package this product page and then keep it in your file system along with your build, wherever your whole structure is, right? And then you build. So next time your products will also go with a build. That can happen. But again, we do not do that. Why? Because this is all mutable content now. Okay, so your content is never kept into the repository. Archetype does set up first level folder till USEN because it thinks, USEN is something, the default structure that will always set up. Like you will always need that. So even if you're doing first time deployment on any production server also, what it thinks is my site USEN will do. But above it, we install a content package. So after it, what happens is we'll create a whole site, right? We will create 100 of pages. Then we will package that into a content package and again manually go with a build. So content never goes with code deployment. Content goes as a separate package. So this is all mutable content, right? Your business authors can directly create pages on your production also. If you want, that can be done, but we don't do it, means, okay. If you want, that can be done.
Okay.
You can package and keep it. But pages is something you'll keep on working. So today you will add component, tomorrow you will add 2 more components, then you will update content. So till what point we will maintain versions. And that is like the beauty, right? We do not want to push the content into repositories, right? So we want to keep the content dynamic. So that is why we do not package it. It will remain on your servers.
Okay, got it.
Okay, yeah, but yeah, thanks for that question because that's only the concept of when we introduce like, mutable and immutable. So code and everything will go through a build package and your content will never go through a build package unless, the first builds because it has to create that folder structures and everything. But after that, whatever you create will always go through packages, content packages. Okay, Krishna, you can reset up, okay? And if any issues, you can let me know, okay? So I'm not starting with any new topic. If any questions, you let me know. Otherwise, we'll start tomorrow with the components part.
Okay.
Okay.